A few minutes ago, a stunning image from the James Webb Space Telescope caused a worldwide commotion. The image shows what appears to be the sky itself, depicted as a huge floating city in space. Could it be that our gods are actually aliens? Let's explore the incredible NASA discovery that is leading believers to question the true origin of their creators. The image showed what appeared to be a large city floating in space. This unexpected finding took NASA team by surprise, which was overwhelmed when information from the James Webb server was accidentally made public. As a result, data that was normally reserved for private viewing in restricted laboratories was suddenly available to everyone. The photos quickly spread across the internet, reaching a wide audience in a very short time. In an attempt to control the growing public excitement and confusion, the US government scrambled to classify the images, try to keep them hidden from the public. But they were too slow. A photographer at Arlington Art Field had already managed to take pictures, showing this image that appeared to feature towers, pillars, caves, and human-made structures. One particular image captured featured a cloudy spot that intrigued Ken Wilson, a professor at the University of Florida. In this thorough analysis, he discovered that the cloudy area had a distinct shape, confirming that there was no error or signal interruption when the image was sent from the James Webb to Earth. NASA experts agreed that the unusual shape of the image was not due to any error in the telescope's lenses. After a crucial meeting, NASA decided to take another look at this unusual area. They set up the James Webb Telescope with the utmost precision and clarity, pointing it specifically at the exact part of the starry sky where this unusual image had been captured. After a few intense minutes of waiting, the telescope finally captured an image. This picture was quickly projected onto a large screen in the laboratory, capturing the attention of all the scientists present. What was once a blurry blob was now sharply defined, causing a great reaction among the observers. The image showed a structure that emitted its own light and looked very much like a city. It looked like something straight out of the pages of a science fiction book or the futuristic cities that often appear in movies. It glowed with strange, almost celestial light and seemed to stretch infinitely across vastness of space, spanning billions of kilometers. One NASA employee suggested that perhaps the city was an abode, the souls of the deceased. However, this NASA idea seemed too fanciful, more the stuff of fiction than real science. As researchers continued to examine these images captured by the James Webb Telescope, they discovered some intriguing facts. The city was not motionless, but moving along with the galaxies, following the principles of the Big Bang theory and the established laws of the universe. Research revealed more details about the movement of the city. Imagine a 3D model of the universe displayed on a large screen. The observed motion did not look like the universe was moving away from us. Rather, it gave the impression that Earth was moving away from the celestial city, placing it as a central point in the universe. The scientists even used computer simulation to demonstrate how galaxies are moving away from this city. The deeper the exploration went, the more intriguing and fascinating this celestial city became. Each discovery revealed new information about the cosmos, forcing us to expand our understanding beyond what we currently know and keeping our interest in what might exist beyond our planet. There are numerous reports that NASA attempted to hide these remarkable images from the public. The reasons for this alleged concealment are still unclear, adding to the curiosity as to why such an important cosmic discovery has not been made public. Authorities may have hidden these computer-enhanced images to avoid possible worldwide panic. However, this explanation seems somewhat far-fetched and too convenient. It is possible that these images are not as extraordinary as those who control this information would have us believe. Upon closer inspection, the photograph shows details that defy the idea of single natural formations. It features elements such as towers, domes, and what appears to be a watchtower, suggesting a complex arrangement in space, similar to a city, and not mere random formations. This depiction of what appears to be a city among the stars calls into question whether these structures are purely natural. In addition, the images include figures described as angels moving around these structures. Initially, scientists thought they had found a new star cluster because of the bright, intense colors, but this idea was quickly diminished when the figures showed clearly defined features. The impressive images raise questions about these celestial beings, angels in the stars. NASA officials describe these angelic figures as bright orange in color. They were reportedly observed flying in formation, and one snapshot captured them against the backdrop of the 3 billion-year-old star cluster NGC 3532. However, clearer images later showed that these beings were large, about 15 meters tall, with misty halos and wings as wide as airplanes. Their faces, perfectly round and calm, seemed unusually happy, almost as if they were enjoying being captured by the James Webb Space Telescope's camera. This spectacle, while visually impressive, seems almost theatrical. It is as if these supposed celestial beings were aware of being observed and acted accordingly. This leads one to wonder not only about the true nature of these images, but also why they were kept hidden at first and how the information was released in such a controlled manner. It makes us ponder whether the drama unfolding in the cosmos is being orchestrated to be more appealing to us on Earth. This scenario leads us to question the motives behind the secrecy and staged disclosure of such cosmic phenomena. They seem to be exchanging smiles, almost as if they were sharing a significant revelation with the entire universe. Space agency officials have pointed out that this recent sighting of celestial beings is not the first indication of their existence. A Russian scientist who moved to the United States in 1985 recounted how Soviet cosmonauts had encountered a similar group of bright, cheerful beings during a Soyuz space mission decades earlier. He suggested that space could be filled with countless such beings. With the James Webb Telescope still in operation and upcoming announcements expected from the US government and the Soviet government, there is a strong expectation that they will soon present convincing evidence that these celestial beings are real and watching over us. NASA has announced a disturbing new discovery that could have major implications for all the world's religions. Reports suggest that NASA has found a celestial wonder that has baffled scientists and astronomers for decades. This dedicated team has been exploring the mysteries of the universe and has finally revealed a shocking surprise. What does this discovery imply about the nature of existence itself? Join us as we investigate the enigmatic City of God leaked by NASA. A fascinating photo has surfaced from NASA's archives, generating speculation and questions about its meaning for humanity and religion. On December 26, 1994, NASA scientists were stunned to observe images captured by the Hubble Space Telescope, a white city suspended in the cosmic void. This revelation has baffled the NASA team, raising questions about whether the world has prepared to understand the significance before it was revealed to the public. Although Hubble telescope images are usually confidential, in this case, they mysteriously became accessible to the public within minutes, spreading across the internet and capturing the imaginations of millions around the world. However, the US government quickly intervened by classifying the images to control public concern and maintain control over the dissemination of information. Despite this effort, the images were already in the public domain, circulating among a curious audience eager to decipher the hidden secrets. During the chaos, a photographer at Ellington Airfield managed to capture snapshots of the image, revealing a stunning galactic landscape filled with columnar structures and formations that resembled architecture. At a critical moment, University of Florida Professor Ken Wilson pored over the photograph taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, using a powerful handheld magnifying glass to examine the details. Wilson focused on a peculiar patch of hazel that defied conventional explanations. Through his meticulous investigation, it became clear that this haze anomaly was unique and had an unusual shape, which generated uncertainty among the scientific community. Although NASA experts quickly ruled out the possibility of a transmission or lens diffraction error, confirming that the image itself was perfectly fine and that the telescope was in perfect condition, puzzlement persisted. In response to this situation, NASA representatives called an urgent meeting to try to capture the image again, this time with greater precision. The Hubble Space Telescope was reprogrammed to maximize its resolution, and its lenses were meticulously aligned to focus on the mysterious section of the cosmos. As the world held its breath, scientists awaited the result of the mission, watching as the telescope captured the scene unfolding in depths of space. As the image materialized on the screen, a hush fell over the laboratory, interrupted only by the collective gasp of astonishment from the assembled researchers. The haze had transformed into a glowing structure in the center, bearing an uncanny resemblance to a futuristic city stretching across the vast expanse of the cosmos. The structure defied all logic and sense, becoming one of the most notorious mysteries in the universe. The project took on a life on its own on the internet and it became known as the City of God, even within scientific circles. While some believe it could be a heavenly paradise or a realm inhabited by souls, these ideas sound more like myths than serious scientific research. Despite the disbelief of many within NASA, researchers delved deeper into the images captured by the Hubble Space Telescope and made a fascinating discovery. The city was not simply floating in space, but showed a dynamic motion synchronized with the galaxies, following the fundamental principles of the theory of the Big Bang and aligning with the laws governing the expansion and evolution of the universe. This finding puzzled scientists who began to investigate the peculiar motion of the city. Using advanced computer models, they discovered a curious phenomenon contrary to conventional beliefs. It appeared that the universe was not being observed by the city, but that the Earth was moving away from it. Could this mean that there was a potential central nexus within the cosmos? The researchers traced how galaxies seemed to migrate away from this fuzzy focal point with each new revelation. The City of God unfolded as a deep enigma similar to a labyrinth of unrevealing cosmic mysteries. Each piece of the puzzle offered new insights into the intricate workings of the universe, challenging humanity to rethink beyond the confines of conventional knowledge and to contemplate the wonders that lie beyond our world. Numerous claims have surfaced about NASA's attempts to keep a remarkable image secret from public scrutiny. There is speculation about the motives behind this alleged cover-up, especially the reason for withholding such a significant cosmic revelation. The decision to withhold what some consider to be one of the most important scientific data research sets ever recorded has aroused curiosity, but many doubts persist about the reasons cited, particularly the fear of provoking global panic. It is puzzling that the governments would choose to make such a decision given that the information is leaked anyway after meticulous examination of the photographs. This analysis has revealed intricate details that defy conventional explanations rooted in natural science. Dome-like and tower-like structures have been identified, and even what appears to be a watchtower, suggesting the presence of a sprawling galactic city characterized by futuristic geography. In addition, celestial beings have been sighted within the image, reminiscent of angels initially mistaken for a star cluster due to their vibrant hues. However, further analysis revealed that these luminous entities have an appearance similar to that of a living organism. NASA sources indicate sightings of a group of angels in flight near the star cluster ANGZ 3532, initially dismissed as an abnormal transmission due to a malfunction of the Hubble telescope. However, clearer images have captured angelic beings approximately 15 meters tall, adorned with wings and ethereal halos, shrouded in mist-like auras. This discovery raises the question of whether these images could be the first recorded visual evidence of angels. A space engineer reported that the beings observed in Hubble images were approximately 15 feet tall, with a wingspan comparable to that of airplanes. Their faces appeared calm and friendly, radiating a sense of joy as they posed for the celestial photograph. Their expressions conveyed a sense of shared delight, as if they were intriguingly imparting a revelation to the cosmos. Accounts of angelic encounters are not limited to this event. A scientist who defected from Russia in 1985 revealed that Soviet cosmonauts had sighted luminous entities during a mission years earlier. According to their claims, such celestial beings could be abundant in the cosmos, waiting to be discovered through continued exploration. The prospect of revealing evidence for the existence of angels is on the horizon with the ongoing operation of the telescope, which will shed more light on this enigmatic phenomena. The revelation of the angelic images on the day after Christmas in 1994 adds a layer of intrigue to the narrative. The timing of this revelation is something that raises questions too. Could there be an underlying motive behind the disclosure of this celestial spectacle during a period traditionally associated with themes of spiritual contemplation? The James Webb Space Telescope is exploring objects in a very early phase of the universe, where the most precise measurements reveal the existence of large, fully developed galaxies. The search leads us to question the hidden mysteries of the universe. The telescope has reached the edge of the known universe, allowing astronomers to go back in time and uncover an unexpected finding. About 6 million galaxies existed between 500 and 700 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was still in its early stages. The discovery challenged previous conceptions of galaxy formation. It was expected that smaller, newly formed galaxies would be found in the early cosmos, but these measurements show mature galaxies similar to our own, challenging previous theories about the early evolution of the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope uses infrared light to observe the universe, as this wavelength is invisible to the human eye and captures the faint light emitted by ancient stars and galaxies, allowing us to literally look back in time to about 13.5 billion years ago. This amazing capability of the telescope paints a shocking picture: mature galaxies at a time when the universe was thought to harbor mostly smaller galaxies. This finding challenges established theories of early galaxy formation, challenging 99% of existing models that describe these galaxies as clouds of stars and dust that evolved over time. When scientists examined the telescope data, they were perplexed to find such large, mature galaxies in the early cosmos. They were even surprised to the point of believing that they had initially misinterpreted the data, as this huge structure appears surprisingly quickly in the images. The research team used spectroscopy to analyze the light emitted by these galaxies, identify the elements, and calculate their actual distances. This method provides a more complete picture of these giant structures and their location in space, providing crucial information about their nature and origin. Despite these exciting discoveries, scientists remain open to different interpretations. Although the evidence points to these being mature galaxies, there is a possibility that some of these objects are masked supermassive black holes, further challenging our understanding of the early universe. By analyzing the telescope data, confirmed galaxies were identified as the oldest and most distant galaxies detected so far, dating back to less than 400 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was very young. These discoveries have been verified through extensive spectroscopic observations, allowing astronomers not only to study the physical characteristics of these galaxies, but also to accurately determine their distances and assess their evolution. The recent findings focus on 4 galaxies with a redshift greater than 10, confirmed by spectroscopy. A redshift of 13.2 indicates an approximate time of 13.5 billion years. The near-infrared camera and spectrograph were used by collaborating scientists to make these discoveries. The Jades James Webb Space Telescope Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey Program is an ambiguous effort supported by more than 80 astronomers and scientists from 10 different countries to study the most distant galaxies. The JADES program spent more than 10 days observing a small area of the sky near the Hubble Ultra Deep Field, explored by astronomers for more than 20 years with virtually every major telescope. Nearly 100,000 distant galaxies were discovered, each billions of light years away. The JADES team studied these galaxies in 9 infrared wavelength bands over a 3-day period, gathering information about the gas and stars in them. By analyzing this light, they were able to reveal features and obtain accurate redshift measurements. This allowed them to determine the intrinsic luminosity of the galaxies and how many stars they contain, helping to understand how they were built up over time. The discovery of these very old and distant galaxies gives us the opportunity to better understand the early stages of galaxy formation and how those initial processes have influenced cosmic evolution. The James Webb Telescope has provided revealing data on galaxies, planets, and stars, opening a unique window into the universe. The James Webb is expected to continue operating for at least 20 years and has already made very significant strides in scientific research. It has discovered not only exoplanets and newly formed stars, but also the oldest known black hole, revealing detailed information about its formation and evolution in the early universe. The telescope uses infrared instruments to view the cosmic past and has detected massive black holes that grew rapidly into the young universe. However, how they appeared so early in the history of the cosmos is not yet fully understood, posing a mystery for astronomers. These cosmic objects emit faint radiation that has been reaching across the universe since its inception, generating a growing interest in astronomical research. The search for how black holes arose so rapidly in the early cosmos remains an enigma, although a primordial black hole presumably formed just after or even before the Big Bang is investigated. So far, it remains elusive. 2 main explanations are proposed for the abundance of black holes today. One explanation is that they could be remnants of giant stars that formed faster than present-day stars. The other theory suggests that they may have arisen from dense clouds of gas that suddenly collapsed, forming these singularities in space-time. It speculates on the existence of a population of stars composed mainly of hydrogen and helium that formed shortly after the Big Bang and exploded, leaving behind black holes. Scientists are collaborating with the group that developed the MIRI instruments to detect an even clearer signal from the light coming from these distant galaxies. These emissions may provide information about the formation of the mysterious black holes in these galaxies and their cores. A set of 7 interacting galaxies has been observed, forming a protocluster, the most distant cluster of galaxies discovered so far. Simulations suggest that this system could become one of the largest and oldest clusters in the universe, with a mass nearly 100 times that of the Milky Way. The Young Space Telescope has revealed these findings, but it is not sensitive enough to measure the precise distances between these galaxies. It is like seeing cities from an airplane without being able to pinpoint the distances between them. However, it is expected that in the next 10 years, as technology advances, these discoveries will become more and more accurate. NASA's Observatory Telescope Institute plans to launch an instrument in the early 2027 that will facilitate the identification of galaxy clusters in the early universe, such as those found in this study. This new tool is expected to have up to 100 times the mapping capability of the James Webb. In the fields of exoplanets, James Webb has been crucial. It has contributed to the discovery and study of numerous planets beyond our own solar system. One of these is a planet whose name is HIP 65426b, a massive gas giant orbiting at a considerable distance from its host star, being 100 times farther than Pluto from our Sun. In addition, the telescope has captured amazing images, such as that of the M74 galaxy, showing structures and interesting space and details of stars and clusters. It has allowed the observation of distant objects and has revealed fascinating discoveries that were previously difficult to perceive. What about you? What do you think? Let us know in the comments box. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.